Race fans, welcome back to the new Smyrna Speedway. Today we have a jam-packed racing program for you tonight, and we're going to get that kicked off with the super late models. For 35 laps, we have 11 super lates, and here is the starting lineup. On the pole position, in car number 77, one of my previous interview subjects, Rich Clouser. And his outside in the 07, that is Jeff Scofield. Second row on the inside in car number 11, it's David Rogers, who currently leads the super late model point standings. And to his outside in the 86, that is Tim Adams. Third row on the inside of the 28, that is TJ Duke. And on the outside of him of the 01, that is Derek Scott Jr. Fourth row, we're going to see the 24 of Dalton Smith and the 9 of Jeff Choquette. He won the 100 lapper out here a few weeks ago. Fifth row on the inside of the 117 is Phillip Bessette. And outside of him with the 39, second visit to this track, that's Morgan Hoover. Is starting scratch on the field in car number 9, that is Brad May. 35 laps of racing tonight. This is going to be quite the racing program. And we are getting ready to go here. 11 cars for 35 laps. It's going to be quite the race tonight. Also coming up next on the bill, we're going to have the Sportsman Division, followed by the Old School Racing 50-lap Bomber feature, $700 prize to win it. And to concluding the night, it's the Super Stocks. So we have a whole night of racing ahead of you. Of these 11 cars, Dave Rogers in the 11, he's the current super late model points champion leader here at this track, and he already has a feature in this event under his belt. And looks like they're going to give the signal. Let's go. And admittedly, I'm also going to give Jeff Scofield and even Jeff Choquette, I'm going to give them shots because Choquette won that 100-lapper. It's a task to win 100 laps. They were given the command to double up, and that means pretty soon we're going to get this race started. And the one-to-go signal is going to be given here this time by... And the lights on the pace car have gone out. This is going to be quite the race here. 35 laps of action. Right now they're continuing to double up. The Daytona Dodge pace car is going to pull off of the track. Coming out of turn number 4, the NASCAR official is going to give him the green. We got a little bit of a backup there in pack. And slide by slide, Scofield and Clouser 3 wide at the mid-pack as the 86 car scrapes the wall. The 86 of Tim Adams scraping the wall there. Slide by slide for second. Lap 1 is going to be led by Scofield. And it looks like Rogers is going to pull up into that second spot. Here comes the 9 of May challenging TJ Duke for that one of those spots. Going to try the outside. Nope. Here comes Choquette to the inside of Scott. Choquette is going to try and get by Derek Scott Jr. for the fourth spot. He will, and the 01 gets in the wall. Off of 2, here comes Brad May running, trying to get up there. Side by side, Scott Jr. and Deuce as they go back through 1 and 2. Here comes Brad May poking his nose up in there. We get that little three-way battle there going on. Side by side between Derek Scott Jr. and TJ Duke. Looks like TJ Duke is going to get at the line. Now it's side by side between May and Scott. And now here comes Choquette to the inside of Clouser to get that third spot away. Side by side between 3 and 4. Choquette and Clouser. Choquette's going to get a little loose, but Clouser's going to hang on. Still good battle going on as Jeff Choquette is not going to let up. He's still going to go to the inside to try and get that third spot away there in that red number 9 as they're battling for position here. He's still not going to get it. Clouser is trying to hang on to that third spot with all the fight in that 77. And he's not going to let up. Oh, side by side, close to the line. And Choquette gets third away from Clouser. And we have a car slowing up there. That's the 11, Dave Rogers. Something is amiss on the 11 of Rogers, and the caution flag is going to come out. Something went wrong on car number 11, Dave Rogers. First caution of this 35 lapper is going to fly. And Rogers is pulling into the pit. Something's wrong on that 11 car. They're looking at him right now. There's his crew. Maybe a tire went down because they have a tire there. Looks like they're putting on that car. So maybe a tire went down and he spun around into the wall. That's my theory. I was focused on that really good battle going on between Choquette and Clouser. So with Rich Clouser in the pits, as they run right now, all the drivers who are on the track, it's Scofield, Clouser, Choquette, Duke, May, Adams, Scott Jr., Hoover, Smith, and Bessette. With the 11 car in the pits, and he's going to pull out of the pits. So the 11 car, David Rogers, is going to rejoin him in the back. Clouser's in a new car for 16 because last year when he was in the Pro Lates, he was driving the 80 car for Sade Racing. And now this year he's driving that silver number 77 car. So he has a new ride now for 2016. And it looks like they're starting to double up now. And your leader Scofield is choosing the outside line. So we're going to see what's going on. And it looks like they waved Rogers around Smith and Bessette. So right now the one that goes through is going to come back out. Next time by, the green flag is going to come out. And we are back to green flag racing here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Doubled up. Getting pretty tight right now. Oh, man. This looks like we could have a pretty exciting race, especially from those top 5. As the Daytona Dodge pace car comes pulling off of the racetrack at turn number 4. They go, green flags out. We're back racing. Schofield gets a good push. They go back through 1 and 2. Scofield gets the good push. Here comes Clouser. Here comes TJ Duke now in the 28. Pretty tight cluster here. Here comes TJ Duke in the 28 to the outside, trying to get second away. TJ Duke is going to try to get the second away from Rich Clouser. Clouser's going to stick there close. TJ Duke gets second at the line. Here comes Jeff Choquette now. And that red number 9 car taking the third spot away. Now here comes the Derek Scott Jr. trying to get the fourth spot away. And side by side they are for fourth. Clouser gets a little bit loose. And Derek Scott Jr. is going to get fourth. And now Brad May is going to try to come in side by side for that fifth spot. And Brad May's going to get fifth. But Rich Clouser's going to stay close, and Choquette's going to try to battle with TJ Duke for the second spot. And Rich Clouser is going to fall into the sixth spot as Jeff Choquette looks like he's trying to battle with TJ Duke for the second spot now. Choquette goes to the inside of Duke, and he's going to come up to the inside of that 28 car. Just put her back behind him. 22 again. Here comes Brad May to the inside of the 01 car. Gets by that 01 for the fourth spot with ease. And now here comes Clouser now trying to regain that fifth spot. Choquette's going to try again to get to the inside of the Choquette's going to keep trying after that second spot with that 28 car. He's going to go to the inside again now. Not going to happen. And he's going to try again. He's just going to keep trying. And here comes Brad May, who's caught up to the two of them. And Clouser's trying to get Clouser to one car. Here comes a battle, another battle for position going on. Oh, and the 11 spins. The 11 spins into over in 1 and 2. Second caution of the race. And the second one involving David Rogers in that 11 car. Tough break for that. 2 tough breaks for that 11 car. And he was battling with Adams in the 86 car for position, and he spun. So I don't know if they made contact, the 11 and the 86, but that would be pretty logical if they did. So second caution flag of the race is out. As the one right now, it's Scofield, Duke, Choquette, May, Adams Jr., Clouser, Scott Jr., Clouser, Adams, Rogers, Hoover, Smith, and Bessette. One to go singles coming out already. So these guys are starting to double up. Once again, Schofield is taking the outside line on this restart. That outside line seems to be working pretty well for him. And right now, these drivers are doubling up. And the Daytona Dodge pace car is going to come pulling off of the racetrack here. And when they come out of turn number 4, we're going to be back to racing. Here we go now. Green flag's out. We're racing. And we're going to get almost 3 wide, it looks like. Another good start for Schofield. And here goes Brad May into the second spot. And here, oh man, Brad May's in second. Jeff Choquette, and Clouser are going to run side by side now for that fourth spot. As they come out of turn number 4, side by side they come. Choquette at the line. Oh yeah, here comes the 11 of Rogers now. Up on the outside, getting 6th away from the 01 of Derek Scott Jr. And Brad May is trying to track down that 07 of Jeff Scofield, who's still up in the lead. The lap's winding down here. May is trying to get it. Here comes. We have 2 defensive position battles coming up here. Here trying to get by TJ Duke. Oh, they make contact. And Choquette's now going to come to the inside of TJ Duke in an attempt to battle for the third spot. That's not going to happen. Rich Clouser's caught up to them now. The 39 car of Morgan Hoover is pulling off the racetrack. So that'll be the first car to leave this race as Choquette now goes to the inside of TJ Duke again. Let's see here. Oh. Side by side, they come out of turn number 2. Jeff Choquette and TJ Duke battle for the third spot. This is allowing your 1-2 to pull away here. And he's going to get it. Now here comes Rich Clouser, who's trying to follow him. Not going to happen. TJ Duke is going to close the door on Clouser. Car around the 24. Dalton Smith goes around in 3. Third caution of the race is coming out. Third caution of the race for a spin over in turn 3. The 24 of Dalton Smith and the 86 of Tim Adams. I don't know if the 86 was involved. I think he just stopped to avoid hitting the 24 of Smith, but he's got that 24 car rolling, and he's going to get away there. The 117 of Bessette is going to go rolling around him, and the 86 of Adams looks to be stuck up in turn 3. And Dalton Smith now pulls that car down to the apron. He's putting very, very slowly, almost as if he just left that car in idle. And now the 24 car is stalled on the apron between 3 and 4. The 86 of Adams is rolling again. And now he's going to stop. So that looks to be a couple other cars that'll be out of this race. Adams is rolling again, the 86 car. He's starting to roll again. And there is a potentiality of oil on the track. That could be a potentiality, could be a potential factor. The 86 is just going to go into the pits, and they're going to try and push start the 24, Dalton's 24 car. And they're going to pull the car into the pit lane. They're pulling them into the pits. I don't know if the red flag is going to come out or not. But they're going to pull these cars into the pit lane. And they're going to take these cars down pit lane because they're going to clean up some oil on the track. And they're pushing Dalton Smith into the pits. And the 86 Adams may or may not try and rejoin this race. No, he's not. Tim Adams goes to his pit, and he is done with this race as they bring these cars through pit road. They're bringing these cars to the pits because there's oil on the track. So there's Dalton Smith getting pushed. Now what's interesting is that they brought these cars into the pits, but the caution lights were still on. So they're taking these cars out of the pits right now. They're pulling them back out. They're pulling them back out onto the racing surface. And that's what they're doing here is they're going to push Dalton Smith behind the wall, so he's also out of the race. 24 is out, the 86 is out, and the 39 is out. So as they run right now, it's Scofield, May, Duke, Choquette, Rogers, Scott Jr., and Clouser. And Phillip Bessette. Something is wrong with the 117. Phillip Bessette is in the pits. And now Bessette's rolling off, so he's going to rejoin the field in the back in that 117 car. So far, this is shaping up to be a pretty good opening race for the night with these super lates. Now Phillip Bessette is done. He's pulling that 117 car behind the wall. So now as they run, they move Clouser up a couple spots, and they put Rogers and Derek Scott Jr. behind him. So we'll see what We'll see if Scofield chooses the inside lane or the outside lane on this restart. And if he chooses that outside lane, I would not be surprised because that's been working for him really well throughout this race. So, yeah. We're going to have to see what happens because I personally give any of these guys a shot to win. Especially those top two right now, the 07 and the 9. Brad May, I believe, is the points leader for the pro late models out here. That's like that's the stuff below this. And I don't know where he stands here in the super lates. Right now, we could have a pretty good battle for the lead right now between that 07 and that 9 when we get back underway here shortly. This is going to be a heck of a race to the finish here in this 35 laps. May and Rogers have been coming out here for years. Those two drivers know their way around this racetrack. Scofield is a former Florida Governor's Cup 200 winner. That's the big race in November at the end of the season that the new Smyrna Speedway holds. And he's also a former Bright House Network's Challenge Series winner along with Dave Rogers. Right now, they're going to get doubled up. Scofield's going to choose the outside lane again. May's going to go to the inside. When we get back to green, it's going to be a heck of a battle to the finish here in this race. 7 cars remaining on this racetrack, and this is going to be amazing. Daytona Dodge pace cars going to put the lights back on. If David Rogers does not win this race, then we're going to have a first-time winner here tonight. So that's another big thing. They're going to bring the caution back out. No, they're not. They're putting the lights off again. They took the lights off. They put them back on. They're taking them off again. So now they're off again. They're running one more lap of caution. And we'll get going. So we're going to see what happens. Like I said, this is going to be a heck of a race now because the 6 drivers here up at the front, 7, if you count the 01 and Derek Scott Jr., who could act as a spoiler. Daytona Dodge pace car off the track. Green flag is coming back out. We're racing. Scofield's going to get another great start into turn number 1. Here comes May. It's a little bit of a jam session back up there. And the caution's going to come right back out. The caution is coming right back out. I don't know what happened. They restarted. The caution's coming back out. I believe the race officials were not happy with that restart, so they're going to bunch him back up and start him again. Because if the race official does not like the start, then they're going to have to retry that restart. So next time by is going to be the one to go, and then we'll be back underway. Schofield is going to stay in that outside lane because that outside lane has been working for him this whole time. So we're just going to have to see. Up here on the box, we have all the spotters. They brought that caution right back out. All the spotters who are up here on the top of the box with me were not happy to see that yellow flag come right back out. Daytona Dodge pace car is going to pull off the track again. They're bunched up now really tight as they're going to come at a turn number 4. Green flag in the official's hand. We're back racing. Schofield gets a really good start. Can't tell if he jumped the start or if that was just a really good one. We'll just have to see what the official ruling on that one is. As Brad May is going to stay in second, slide by slide for third between Choquette and Duke. And Duke goes in the wall. Duke goes pretty hard into the wall on the back straightaway. Caution flag is it going to come back out? Because, no, it's not, because TJ Duke is going to be able to pull off the track, and Jeff Choquette in the 07 is still up front. TJ Duke in the 28 car hit the wall hard on the backstretch, and you can see that mark on the wall where he hit on the back straightaway. And there's that 28 car in the pits. Jeff Scofield is up front, though, in that 07. Here comes Jeff Choquette trying to catch up to Brad May here late in the going. And something is wrong on Clouser as the 07 of Derek Scott Jr. just goes whipping by him on the outside. Trying to have these front four cars here. And something is wrong on the 77 of Rich Clouser as the 77 car is pulled into the pit lane. Something is amiss on that 77 car as he is now out of the race for the night. Up front, it is still the 07 of Jeff Scofield. Had a little traffic jam there in the infield with Clouser trying to pull into his pits and some of the sportsman drivers making their way out to staging. Right now, it looks like we're going to be with only 4 cars left to finish this race as the 01 of Derek Scott Jr. is pulling off the racetrack. So we started this race with 11 cars, and we're going to finish with only 4 of them here tonight. Here comes Brad May trying to get pretty close to that 07 of Scofield right now as we're reaching the late goings here in this race. These 4 cars left. And they're going to push out those flags. All right, here comes Brad May trying to close it in on Scofield. Coming out of turn number 4 to the start-finish line. White flag is out. Last lap of the race. Last lap and up front. Brad May is going to try into a last-second move on Scofield. May's going to come up close to the 07. As they come back through 3 and 4, Brad May's going to try and think of any maneuver he can to get around this 07, but it's too late, and Jeff Scofield is going to victory lane at the new Smyrna Speedway.